Okay, everyone, we're on. I'm going to give you some hints for today's Firewrite. When drawing two-point perspective, what are some common mistakes that artists and students make? First of all, I want to thank everyone who's posting to SEESAW because it gives us a chance to kind of talk about sort of patterns about what we're seeing. So if I go here and I go to markup, I can go ahead, I could talk about some things we need to think about. So there are different kinds of lines. Okay, there's a horizontal line, and that all of our horizontal lines should be parallel with the horizon line. This line in the blue is the horizon line. That means that all horizontal lines should be going this way. So this shape looks funny because this area right here up at the top corner, that shouldn't really be there. So if I kind of go ahead, I shave that, that's kind of how that should be. Similarly, I can correct this part here and go in and shave that one part right there. And then also another common line we should have are vertical lines. And vertical lines are perpendicular to the horizon line. So if this were to go all the way up, this would be at a right angle. So this little corner shouldn't be there. Another common line that we have are converging lines. All converging lines, let me get like a better pen here. Let's do green. All converging lines go to the vanishing point. So if I were to zoom in right here, get myself a white marker, that should be kind of like shaved in like that. Here we go. So what you can do to help your drawings is check with your ruler to make sure all the converging lines are going to the vanishing point. So you can see this one should actually be like this. And whoever's drawing this is, I can't remember off the top of my head, but thank you for like making these mistakes and being brave enough to make these mistakes, because this helps us learn and see common mistakes. And this one should actually be here. And then I go in and I can shave this corner like that. So I could go in my eraser with my eraser and make adjustments, right? And this, oops, this line should actually be going this way. And then this little corner should be gone right there. So those are just a few mistakes here. This vertical line should just be, that corner should be in there. Because again, all of the lines should... hi, Sophie, I'm recording. Say hi to the art students.
Hi.
All these lines should make...
I want to draw.
They should be 90 degrees to the horizon line.
Can I draw?
Sweetie, I'm recording right now. Okay, so those are some common mistakes. So those are the three different kinds of lines. The three different kinds of lines, once again, for your Firewrite are horizontal lines, and they go this way. And then there are vertical lines, right, like this. And they are all perpendicular, so vertical. And then the other type of line that we're seeing is a converging line. And converging, they go towards the vanishing point. Okay, what are some other things? Let's go ahead, let's save that. What are some other things that we can go ahead and we can talk about? Some drawing techniques that are really important is to kind of, I mean, this is a great drawing. Like all the angles are correct here. But what we want to do is we want to have a full range of value, right? So like what I see right here is a lot of dark value, right? But I want to see lights too, you know? So in order to like capture all of the light values, like you could see right here, let's see, what's a drawing where we have a full range of value? Like this one. This one is a little stronger because we have...
How are you getting to film?
I'm talking right now like I'm recording the screen, Sophie. So Sophie, look, I'm recording this. All the kids are seeing for their Firewrite. So here we go. I go markup. Okay, so here we have different grays. So, you know, we got the sun over here. right? I can tell the sun is here and it's hitting up here. Awesome. But I have full range, right? So I have darks, dark value, which is great. And then the sun's kind of creeping around here. I have light value, or this is more like medium, which is awesome. And then I have a highlight up here. I would like add a little bit more value here and have it slowly change, but really like, but this is really great. And I love seeing this key here. Like that's great. So we're thinking about the different kinds of lines. And if you check all, this is what you got to ask yourself. Are all of my converging lines going towards the vanishing point? And you got to ask yourself.
I'm going to do rainbow.
Okay. Are all of my horizontal lines that way?
Do rainbow.
Sophie. And you got to ask yourself, like, are all the sides perpendicular with the horizon line, straight up and down? So that's what so it seems like this one, Sophie, I am recording now. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. It seems like this line right here, Sophie, behave, okay? This line right here should be more vertical. Okay, we'll draw after we're done talking to the students. Okay, so what are some other common mistakes that are being made? This is just great because he has dark value all around his blocks, they really come forward in space. You guys should really consider doing that. Okay, so whoever's drawing this is, Brian, shout out to you. This is like you get an A, and I want you to like listen up because we're catching some patterns. Okay, so shout out to Brian. So how do we fix Brian's drawing up, right? Well, you get your ruler and you ask yourself, okay, are all of my lines, all of his vertical lines seem spot on, but then the lines at the side, you could see that he was thinking about it, but then I don't know, like it's like, well, does it look right? It doesn't look right. So this one actually goes there, and that should go that way, and this one. It's so confusing, right? But these are kind of like imaginary lines that we need to follow. So again, these are the converging lines. You have to ask yourself, are all of the converging lines going to the vanishing point? And then we'll go here and we'll kind of shave away these corners that we don't need now that we know, right? So I'm going to shave that away. So that actually wouldn't be there. That wouldn't be there. That wouldn't be there, right? And oh gosh, we would actually have a little line going right there. Let's see. Where else are we shading? I should probably pick a color, Sophie, that's like more closer to the background color. It's more like a yellowy. So this would go away. This side right. Ah!
Oops.
I know. Oh no, I just lost the whole thing. Let's see. I'll mark up. This side goes away. So you have to ask yourself, are all of the converging lines going towards the vanishing point? And then you could go in and you could fix it up. All of this, we could actually cut the box off and kind of figure out where it's going to end. So this one could end there. And I'm seeing that this is kind of looking super confusing. But it's about like making little adjustments. So, and then by shading the background of this entire block, I'm starting to see, oh, that's how it would be. So this would be the front, and then it would be cut off there. So I'm showing you guys how the shapes of the blocks actually would appear. This one we need to fix. That one's okay. But like shout out for putting your drawings out there so you know like what are the angles that you need to change. So all of this would be this would be more straight because this is more of a vertical line. But it's about making sure all the side lines go towards, all the converging lines got to go towards the vanishing point. And this is 1 point perspective. Okay, so this is good. Oh, I'm already at 10 minutes. But a couple of things I just want to point out still. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Stick with me, class. Right here, mark up here. This line right here should actually be straight up and down, right? Because if I were to extend it, it should be 90 degrees. So I go in with a white marker or an eraser, and shave that. And remember, you want to do your converging lines light enough so you can actually end up erasing your converging lines. See how much better that looks when it's straight up and down? So a question you really need to ask yourself is everything straight up and down? As far as drawing techniques, you know, as I zoom out and I look at all these, I would say really, I got to go in and correct this. Edit, markup. Okay, there we go. So there are my green for converging lines. See? That should go there. And then we can shade in. As far as drawing techniques, I would really make sure you're paying attention to things like line weight and value. And really, like playing with watercolor and shading around the edges. Can you guys see the mistake right here? Edit. Let's see, markup. And like mistakes are good. You know, that's what helps us learn. This line right here should actually go to the vanishing point. You guys see? And this line right here should go to the vanishing point. So if I were to then go in with my white marker, it's really going to be sort of at that angle. And then voila, all of a sudden it looks right. And we could go in with a darker line value and clean that up. And voila, it looks super cool. So really pay attention to these vanishing points. If lines aren't vertical,
Mommy.
Okay, I know. If lines aren't vertical, like so, okay, and if they're not horizontal, right, and in 2-point perspective, really, one of the only horizontal lines is the horizon line. But if they're not vertical, perpendicular to the horizon line, all of the lines are going towards the converging lines. So shading, lights are different values, like that's going to help your blocks really come out. And really go light at first, guys. Really go light so you can erase these converging lines because you don't really need them. They're eventually going to go away. And then you have this cool block in space. I know, you're done. You're done. Oh, by the way, remember, the shadow can be in line with the converging line, but we'll talk about that more this week. All right, this is Miss Copera signing